The rain had just started when Daniel parked his old van near the church. He wasn't supposed to be there. He had taken a wrong turn while rushing home to pick up his daughter from school. As he adjusted the rearview mirror, he noticed something unusual near the grand church steps. White flowers scattered on the ground and guests leaving in quiet confusion. Then he saw her, a bride, still in her wedding dress, sitting alone in a wheelchair, soaked, trembling, and abandoned. Daniel stepped out without thinking. He was a single father who had learned to trust his instincts, especially when someone needed help. The bride's makeup was smeared with rain and tears, her hands clenched tightly in her lap. People passed her by, avoiding eye contact, as if her pain was inconvenient. Daniel approached slowly, afraid of startling her. "Ma'am," he said gently, "are you okay?" She looked up, startled, eyes filled with disbelief that someone had finally noticed. Her voice shook as she answered. "He left," she whispered. "My fiancé. He couldn't handle this." She gestured toward the wheelchair. Daniel felt something tighten in his chest. He didn't ask questions. He simply took off his jacket and placed it around her shoulders, shielding her from the cold rain. "You shouldn't be here alone," he said. "Let me take you somewhere safe." For the first time that day, she nodded. Getting her into the van wasn't easy, but Daniel managed with patience and care. The inside smelled faintly of coffee and crayons, evidence of his simple, hard-working life. As they drove, silence filled the space, heavy but not uncomfortable. Finally, she spoke. Her name was Evelyn. An accident years ago had taken her ability to walk. Her fiancé had promised to stand by her until the pressure of appearances became too much. Daniel listened, never interrupting. He told her about his daughter, Lily, and how her mother had passed away 3 years earlier. "Life doesn't go the way we plan," he said quietly, "but it doesn't mean it's over." Evelyn stared out the window, absorbing his words. No one had spoken to her like that in a long time, without pity, without judgment. Daniel brought her to his small home, unsure where else to go. Lily greeted them with curiosity, then with kindness far beyond her years. She brought Evelyn a blanket and asked if she liked cartoons. Evelyn laughed for the first time that day, a soft, surprised sound. That night they shared a simple meal. No one asked her about money, status, or what she had lost. They only cared that she was there. Over the next few days, Evelyn stayed while arrangements were made. Daniel refused any payment, even when she hinted at it. "I didn't help you for that," he said firmly. "You're a guest, that's all." What he didn't know was that Evelyn wasn't just a bride left behind. She was the CEO of a global tech empire, a billionaire whose name commanded boardrooms and headlines. For the first time in her life, she chose not to reveal it. Daniel's world changed her. She watched him wake up early, work long hours, and still come home smiling for his daughter. She saw how he struggled financially but never complained. One evening, she overheard him on the phone, begging his landlord for more time. The next day, she made a decision. A week later, Evelyn asked Daniel to drive her to the city. When they arrived at a towering glass building, Daniel realized where they were. His hands tightened on the steering wheel. "I think you've made a mistake," he said nervously. Evelyn smiled calmly. "No," she replied. "I'm finally going where I belong." Inside, executives froze when they saw her. Whispers spread. Daniel stood stunned as she was addressed with respect, even fear. In the boardroom, Evelyn introduced Daniel simply. "This man saved my life," she said, "not because of who I am, but because of who he is." She revealed everything: her wealth, her identity, and her decision to step down temporarily. Then she made another announcement. She was starting a foundation focused on dignity, accessibility, and second chances. And Daniel was going to lead it. Daniel tried to refuse. He said he wasn't qualified. Evelyn looked at him with certainty. "You're more qualified than anyone I know," she said. "You see people. That's what matters." His life changed overnight. The van was replaced with a reliable car. His daughter got the education she deserved. But Daniel stayed the same, humble, kind, and grounded. Months later, at a small ceremony in a community center, Evelyn stood, not from her wheelchair, but proudly seated, watching children play on ramps and accessible swings funded by the foundation. Daniel stood beside her. "You didn't just save me that day," she said softly. "You reminded me that love isn't about perfection. It's about presence." Daniel smiled, knowing that sometimes the smallest act of kindness can change two lives forever.